Hello.
Hey sis, how you doing?
I'm here.
Well, that's a good thing. Well, I want you to be. I want you to be here. Understanding Widows on Saturday, February 21st. We didn't obviously get a chance to do our podcast last night because let me tell you briefly. If you can find your way to a New Edition Way Tour in the next month or so, please do it. When I tell you a time was had at that concert last night at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, it was insane.
It's like we had to be like this. Y'all did it.
Oh my goodness. When I tell you hands down to the promoters and to New Edition, to Tony Braxton, to Boys and Men, it was simply amazing.
They brought everything they needed to bring.
Everything and some.
Yeah.
It was worth every single penny. So I've got a lot of friends and some friends that's going to Columbus. I won't say a lot of friends, but I've got some friends that's going down to the Columbus show and some of my family friends that live in Columbus. Wear your sneakers.
Yeah.
Get yourself ready. Don't go in there with no stilettos and no boots on talking about you getting ready. You're going to have yourself a miserable time because you're going to be on your feet. I just want to put it out there. So hands down to the concert last night and the 20,000 people that were at the concert.
Over 20.
It was over 20,000.
Yeah.
So as usual, they show up in the motor and we had an absolute good time last night. I look, if you donate some tickets for the Columbus show, it's 2:45. I still got time to make it. You can send them over to me. We'll take them. And head on right down to Columbus and see them again.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom. So anyway, before I went any further, I wanted to, put a shout out to the show last night. To all of us that were there. I know your time was had with you. And if you didn't have a time, shame on you. So anyway, on to our podcast. I hope everybody's doing well. We bumping around and up now. We had to sleep in a little bit. But we always ask people how they're doing and how everything is going, and we hope all is well. Our podcasters, as you do know, when we come with our podcasters, they're kind of straight from the heart. We talk about what we're feeling, what we're thinking, and what's been going on the last couple of weeks. We're very transparent, and we will continue to be transparent. So back again, I'm going to ask my sis again because this podcast will be a little different today. Sis, how are you doing?
I'm not good today. Not good at all.
And I can feel it.
As those of you who follow our podcast, you know that I, had the opportunity to be in a relationship for the past 2 years. Well, that is no longer. And so I am dealing with, that breakup. And no, it has not been easy. So today is one of those days where it's not an easy day. But I'm dealing, I'm coping, and so this is just adding to another chapter of my healing journey. Yeah.
Well, sis, let me start by saying I absolutely commend you in everything that you're doing for you now. It's not been easy. I have been on this the past 2 months. I have been riding this pain with you for quite some time now. I'm blessed to say that I'm strong enough to be able to help you through this.
No, I'm blessed to say that you are strong enough to help me through this. Yes.
So, I'm going to be there for you. I have been there for you along with other people that love you. And, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that this took the turn in a direction that you weren't planning for it to go. But I need to let you know from sister to sister that you are a beautiful person. Everything about you is amazing. Your spirit, everything, your heart, how you feel about others, and that's what makes us such good friends because we have a lot of similarities. But I want you to know that your blessing is coming. It's coming. And with that being said, that doesn't make it easy and it doesn't make it easier. But understanding the assignment and your life continuing to proceed on to do what's best for Danielle, you've been doing that. I've been trying to keep you busy and I've been keeping her busy.
Yes.
We've been shaking and baking, on the go, not for just that, but it helps our journey. And there's been a major setback. When I tell you major, we have had a major setback right now. And so when we do our podcast, we need for people to understand when we do our podcast, we talk straight from our hearts. We talk honestly from our lives. This is why and how our podcast makes so much of a difference to people that listen. Because we're never going to get on our podcast and be transparent about something that's not really going on. That would be a lie, And for Danielle, these last couple of months, it's been tough. And so I feel as her sister friend that I felt that when her spirit and when she was ready to talk about what's going on with her, we'd be able to do so, And so let me ask of you that love us and care, please pray for my sister. Like, she needs it. She needs all the prayers that she can get. This is very hard. We're talking a relationship for 2 years that she opened herself up, completely. And, I don't understand. And that's why when we did our last podcast, that's where I came into the fact to say, don't disturb someone's peace. Like, there is no reason for anyone to come into anyone's life to disturb their peace. I don't feel that disturbing a person's peace can be intentional, but then sometimes I do. Let people be. We have enough and a hard time enough trying to battle with everything that we have going on in our lives, with not only the loss of our husbands, but the loss of our moms. This journey is tough. Like I said, this life that we're living in now, it's not for the weak. It is not for the weak. You've got to have deep strength within your soul to live this life. Not only dealing with the life itself, but the people that's in it. The people that's in it, And so we try very, very hard to protect and guard ourselves from getting hurt. We try very, very hard to do positive things, to move in a positive direction, and to always keep in mind that people that are in our life mean us well. That's all we ask. I don't think that's too much. I think anybody that's grieving is just asking that. Or at any point, anything that you're feeling that's got you in a dark spot or a dark place in your life, And so asking of that, just stay away, just let us be and just do you and we gonna do us. But it makes it hard when things like this happen. It shakes the trustworthiness, it shakes the loyalty, and it shakes the honesty to allow someone new to come into your life to be able to move forward. Because you can't have anything if you don't trust. And then when you open yourself up to a relationship that you feel that you're ready for. Because I felt that you were ready. I felt that you were ready in all aspects. We talked about it.
And that has changed.
We talked about it. And then now that's all been shaken for you,
That's been shaken. My faith has been shaken. My trust shaken. And so, we had one of our viewers ask, how do you grieve the living?
Because it's a grief. Yeah. See, here's where it gets interesting. When you're in a relationship with someone and the relationship goes in opposite direction, and the two of you, it just blindsidedly ends. Because that's what happened. It just ends. It just ends. You find out that where you were, this person wasn't. But how do you grieve the living? There's things about that for sure that just because two people break up don't mean they don't care anymore. Right. That doesn't mean your heart isn't in it, sis. Right. And now it's
so you don't have a switch that cuts it off.
No, you don't. It's like you don't have a switch to cut it on. It's all a process, And so with this process, you allow yourself to process what you feel is going to be in your life to help you get through life and to make you happy again. When we talk about our podcast, that's the goal. We love love.
We love love.
We love love.
We love joy and happiness, and that's our mission. That's
for sure
what we're striving for.
Right. Absolutely.
And so when you think you get this opportunity to do so, you allow yourself to open up and get to a place, which I did, of comfort and walls down, guards down,
boundaries
just open. And so, once that's taken away from you, now, like I said, now you have to grieve the living, because it's done, it's over. Even though, emotionally, mentally, it's over, but emotionally, that's a task, so you have to take it day by day. I say a lot of prayer. That's one way you grieve the living, a lot of prayer. But then, like I said, what happens when your faith is shaken? So you're praying, but you're now praying to get that faith back, to
the trustworthiness
back. And and so now you get to a place where you're questioning what you thought you initially wanted as far as relationship. Now you're questioning, do I even ever want to open myself up to another relationship?
And that's a challenge. That right there is a challenge in itself, because what we don't want to do is live through and go through life being afraid of what God may have for us.
And I'm afraid.
As you should be.
I'm afraid.
As you should be. And we're going to pray you up out of that. With our prayer warriors, we're going to pray her up out of that. Because what I don't want is that. I just need you to understand, this has nothing to do with you as a person. This was a personal decision that this person decided to make for themselves. And at the end of the day, there's nothing about you need to change. I'm not saying we're perfect. No, by all means, I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is that let us be. I mean, if it's just one of those things where you're curious and you just want to see what's going on in a person's life, if you're not ready, and if you followed our podcasts, you know what we want. My sister now saying she don't think she'd ever want to get married again. And she's never said that, because we both love. I know that I don't ever want to get married again. I've made that quite clear. My name will be Harris when I leave this earth. That's my plan. I don't know what God's plan is, but that's what my determining plan is. I don't want to get married again. We've always talked about you wanting to remarry again. Hell, I was talking about trying to be another wedding. So, we've talked about that. And as much and as close and as many similarities as the two of us share, we have different perspectives of what we want. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes us unique. You are Danielle, I am Candace. And so we enjoy having the conversations, and we sometimes laugh at the conversations that we have, because I'd be like, just want to get married again. Well, hurry up, get married so we can do such and such, X, Y, and Z, and that's not something that's forced. That's something that comes organically. Just like love is supposed to come organically. And my whole thing is you opened yourself up. And that was something we talked about in our podcasts in the past that we were simply afraid to do. Like, you're healing from being vulnerable. You're healing from the people that you love and have lost, in so many ways. And there's just so many things that as two women that we are literally accustomed to. Like, there's certain things that we're accustomed to. There's certain things that we enjoy in life, we want to do in life, and we want to have fun in life. We want to make the best of what our life is left for us. But we want to do it with the people that want to be a part of our life that mean us well.
That appreciate
what we have to offer. Yeah. And at some point in time, listen, for selfish reasons of your own, shake somebody else's spirit if that's what you want to do. Don't look at two people that have explained several times that they just want some type of peace in their life again. What we want, and we've
very clear on it.
We've made it very clear what we want, And so, as your big sis, this has been hard for me. These last 2 months, it's been a challenge for me because...
And it's so crazy because I felt guilty about what I'm going through and putting that on you.
And then that's what you're not going to do. That's what you're not going to do.
I don't want to put this on you.
She's been saying this to me since the day this happened. And let me tell y'all, I love this chicka. No, this chicka is my sis. I love this. I will rock with sis. Listen. But every time she say that to me, she say it on the phone. Now, she done said it on our podcast today. So she in trouble. She in trouble. But she feels like she's putting more on me, And like I tell her, when you love your sisters, they ain't putting more on me. We are here for one another, sis. At the end of the day, we are on this journey together. We're going to hit good. We're going to hit bad. We're going to hit indifferent. And then we're going to hit major challenges. And right now, we got you in a place right now where it's a major challenge, And so We're going to surround you with love. You got a vacation coming up in March. I can't wait for you to go on vacation and lay on by that ocean and just do what you need to do. Once again, I'm mad I'm not going. So, you got so many things that's coming your way. And we got so many things to look forward to. Summertime, we're going on boats, yachts, wine tours. We just going to be doing stuff. I'm going to keep your butt busy. I'm going to keep your butt busy. And so my whole thing is, if you're watching our podcast today, we don't ever go live. We like to reel in the comments after we do our podcast because we have more peace that way. Please pray for my sis. Pray for my sis that her heart can be mended. Pray for my sis that she can get her faith, her trustworthiness back into her life. Pray that my sis can get this heavy burden that's on her heart lifted. Please, 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 I ask of you. It has been very hard to hold this for 2 months. And I wanted to wait until she said to me that she was ready to do this on our podcast, because we always keep it real and we always keep it honest. And we've hit a major roadblock. We really have. And we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. You know why? Because God got us. God got us. He always got us. And without roadblocks and challenges in life, it don't make you stronger. And like I said before, and I put a post on Facebook, this life right here that we're living and this journey that we're on and the life in general that we're living, this ain't for the weak. It really isn't. It will take a toll on you. You don't need no innuendos coming into your life that's going to shake and break your spirit for a very long time. We're working on our spirit. We're working on our faith. We want to trust God in the process to be able to move forward in life. We don't need nothing that's going to shake that. We just don't. And if you're choosing to do that, just leave us be. Don't come into my life. Don't come into sister's life when you know the journey that we're on. We're in a whole world of healing, and we're not the only ones in life that's grieving. There's a lot of people that are grieving loved ones. I'm grieving my mom like hell. Let me tell you, August 26th, I'm grieving my mom. I'm grieving my husband. But I have learned to cope with it in order for my life to move forward. And to stay out of those dark areas, because anybody that's listening to this podcast and say they've never been in a dark area, you're not telling the truth to yourself. Counseling can help and will help. It's helped me tremendously. And I'm going to give her a little while. If she don't start to feel better, she going to get some counseling. It is what it is, and being very honest and being very direct is what we do. So please, please, please pray for Danielle. Pray for her happiness. Pray for her spirit. Pray that we can get sis back to where she was, because right now she's not there. We went to the New Edition concert last night and we was jamming. We had some fun. And I'm like, she was apprehensive, but I'm like, you going. You're going. You're going to the concert and we're going to have fun. We're going to get away. We're going to do what we need to do, because that's what sisters do, And so at this point in time, now that you've seen our podcast, now listen, here's the thing. When I say to show up, and when I say to pull up and look out for her, don't be messy. Please don't get messy to the point where you're in a situation. Don't do that. They're just I say that as a big sis, because it is what it is. I am the big sis. Yes. And and I'm gonna put it out there. But sis, let me tell you something about your strength, woman. The fact that you're able to do this today, it's showing me so much growth in you over these last 2 months. I need to hug you. I need to hug my sis. I'm so proud of you. This has been so hard for you. It really, really has. And oh my goodness, I'm just so proud of you. I really am. And you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. I promise you're going to be okay. With God, prayers, and friendships, and good sisters in your life, and we're going to make sure you're okay. All my sisters tell us she going to be okay. That's the word today. She going to be okay. She going to be okay. So anyway, outside of that, are you packed for vacation?
I'm getting there.
Getting there. You're getting there. We're good. Good. You're getting there. We're good. Good. Like I said, that's coming up. It's in a month. Yeah. It's in a month. So yeah. I'm so happy that you're going on vacation. Yes, I am. And then you get back from vacation, and then we just keep on moving forward. I'll find something to do that weekend. Pull up with another sister and say, what we doing?
Yes, she will.
So,
Yes.
you know,
I appreciate you, though.
oh, I know you do, sis.
Wholeheartedly.
I know you do. I know you do. So it's interesting. We got a few more minutes on our podcast. It's interesting because we were looking at this thing that came across, and it was, you know, certain questions that you should possibly ask when you're looking to see someone or date someone, right? And I found this hilarious. Me and Danielle found this hilarious. You know, are you single?
So many questions I probably should have
Probably
asked.
so many questions that you should probably ask, right? In the beginning of everything,
Yeah.
you know, are you single? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a secret girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend abroad?
Yeah, abroad.
Abroad, I'm sorry, I don't have my readers on. Do you have a girlfriend in another state? Now that right there is very interesting because do you, you know, do you have an online girlfriend? You know, are you in a situationship where?
Are you in a situationship single?
Single. Are you in an open relationship? Like, is your relationship just open? Single.
Are you in love with your ex single?
And that just took me out. That literally right there just took me out, sis. That's the number one situation that we need to talk about. Let's talk about that. Are you still in love with your ex?
Things that make you go,
Things that make you go. Or let's go to another area.
Because if you are,
Keep
clear
it moving.
up.
Or are you going through a divorce or divorcing? And are you still in love with your wife? Things that make you go, Experience that. We on. So, you know, do you have kids? Young kids, grown kids? So here's for me. Can't speak for Danielle. I don't want nobody with no young kids. If you got young kids, that means you got child support. I don't want no part of it.
Well,
So
right now, I don't want nobody.
oh my sis.
Don't even breathe at me towards me in my direction.
She don't want no parts of it. Until we get this, look, until God and prayers can help how she feel right now, just run the opposite direction. So these are questions that we were kind of asking, you know.
What does that say? Good.
I got to go to the other part here. What does it say? Is there a reason why you should be contacting me?
Yeah, and so you cut out all the girls who you've had a relationship with.
Do you live with your girlfriend?
Do you live with your wife?
I don't care if you sleep in a separate room, you still live with her. Look, so this is an interesting one. Are you divorced but still living in the house with your ex-wife?
This list, we didn't make
this list. These are questions.
Something we found.
We found this, and that right there was like.
So it must be a thing if other people are thinking this. It's crazy.
Right.
I don't know.
The last bottom question that I found extremely interesting, and this is going to take you out. Do you really like women?
You do like women, right?
You do, right? Do you really like women? Are you fighting with that and don't know and are unsure? Don't do that either. If you don't know if you like women or men, don't talk to either one until you figure it out. That took me out, though. I was like, I read that and was like, what in the nation is going on with this? So,
because we like men, so we want men that like women. I mean, we're not knocking whatever your preference is.
no,
It's just
absolutely
that's
not.
our preference.
No, we're not knocking your preference. We're just telling you not to be confused about your preference.
Yeah, don't be confused.
Don't confuse me in your preference. Like,
Or don't try to add me to
your preference. No, not interested.
Your multiple preference.
Your multiple preference, that's just not.
Yeah.
So these, reading this, we found this hilarious. And when we come across these kind of things, clearly we're at work, and we texting back and forth, and we just start cracking up to ourselves, and we're looking like, what is this? are these questions that we really need to be asking? Because I've never done so, whatever. So
it's like, because if you are involved in any of those things that's on the list, then why are you seeking someone? If you're involved, why are you seeking? You shouldn't be. So those really aren't questions that we need to be asking. Because before you go out to look to be in a relationship with someone or to get to know someone, none of those should apply to you.
None of them. When I tell you
should
none of them,
flat out single. The only one that should apply to you is, are you single? And that's
it.
You should be.
And that should be a single answer. Yes or no. There should be no, well, I got a situation going on. Well, what's
take care of that? Nope. Nothing else needs to be said. Take care of that.
Oh my goodness.
And like I said, here's my inbox, and I said this in our very first podcast. Here's my inbox. This is where you need to be. If any of that applied to you. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Y'all seeing a different Danielle today. And she mean what she say. And,
yeah.
And
But
that's
I'm
the
not
truth.
mad.
She not mad.
Mm-hmm.
She just putting it out there, letting people know, because, to be with someone for 2 years and, I'm just going to speak on my behalf. God rest my husband's soul. I wish I could bring you back every day. But he proposed to me within 2 years. So people are proposing within 2 years. Like, he was like, I'm ready. I know I want to make you my wife. And I said, I know I want to be your wife. So I just know what can happen in 2 years. It doesn't take a long time to figure out what you want to do when you meet somebody and you find that it's your actual soulmate. So to be in a relationship for 2 years and then it goes abruptly away based off information that you weren't aware of, that's tough. That's tough. But anyway, this podcast wasn't our upbeat podcast that we typically do because, we have podcasters that we get on here and, hey, we have fun and we chop it up and say what we doing and we do this and we do that. This was different. This was a different type of podcast. And when my sis was ready, she told me today when she walked in, said, sis, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm ready for, because we do everything in our podcast organically. And I told her, whenever you're ready, you let me know. And we're going to hit it head on. And that's exactly what we're doing. So once again, we hope everybody is enjoying life. Please do so. Enjoy each day that God is blessing you with, because nothing and no day is promised. I'm not keeping no sand under my feet.
Nothing promised.
I am on the move. I know, listen, I have found for me, I know that when God calls you home, he calls you home. And so to sit at home and not do the things that I feel I want to do and to live my life, it's not something that I'm doing. I'm just not going to do it. And I'd like to meet somebody to do it with, but if I have to keep doing it with sis, keep doing it with my girlfriends to keep my peace, no drama, I'll continue to do so from the bottom of my heart. So we just want to tell everybody today, we always appreciate you listening to our podcast. Please, 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 if you have a direct conversation with God, pray for my sis. Pray for her. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling with her. I'm going to get her out this. Her faith is shaking right now, and I've been working on her. I've been working on her every day, and she keeps saying, I'm putting so much on you. No, you're not. I have been working with her, and she's going to be all right. She's going to be all right. And when we get this Danielle back and God get this Danielle back to where she needs to be, watch out, world. Watch out, world. So anyway, have a wonderful Saturday. We appreciate you guys, as always. Give my sister another hug. Love her dearly. And if you're on your way to Columbus to the concert tonight,
pick us up.
Yeah. I won't say my address, but tell me where I can meet you, and we'll swoop on with you. Let me tell you, anybody going to Columbus tonight to the concert, have a wonderful time. A time was had in Detroit last night, let me tell you. And Fishbones was delicious. We couldn't get it fixing, so we went to Fishbones, and it was delicious. So anyway, thank you. We appreciate you, and everybody have a wonderful Saturday, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. 2 fingers.
And a stick.
Say it again, sis. 2 fingers.
And a stick.
That's the sis I know. All right. Love y'all. Bye.